Ms. Kingston has been working with veterans, more than 500 soldiers from World War II, Vietnam, and now Iraq, to convert the horrors they experienced into the words and stories that she believes will help them cope and survive. Ms. Kingston.
I want to read you a poem by Sandy Scull in Veterans of War, Veterans of Peace. Sandy went to Vietnam, built an airstrip in Quang Tri, and the poetry stopped for 30 years until he joined the Veteran Writers Group. Sea salt. After the Vietnam War, I withdrew to Nantucket, faraway isle, hoping to glimpse the boy before spirit fled the body. 33 miles of ocean exiling me from a homeland offering little embrace. Me and my dog Christopher, Christ's love disguised as loyal canine. We combed beaches, working for the island newspaper connected me. Tides soothed with ebb and flow, a rhythm I could trust, even eat by. I fished the last 3 hours of the east tide, buried my toes in the sand, searching for the texture of little neck clam. When water was warm, I sailed out solo, stripped, then slid into the sound, looking up toward the surface light. Christopher's gaze wavering with wind and water between us. Breath bubbles rose, bursting under his nose. My body now embraced a ritual purification in salt. Dismembered dreams floated closer. Something dissolved in a solution that held me. Breathing easier, I could imagine again. Writing, meditating, imagining, we make miracles in the actual world. With their royalties, the 80 authors of Veterans of War, Veterans of Peace, 40 prose writers, 40 poets, built a school in Quang Tri. James Janko, who wrote Buffalo Boy and Geronimo, talks about our process of writing in community, the creation of Martin Luther King's beloved community. Through the group and the dynamics that Maxine has choreographed, I learned to write from the place of generosity. The hearing that I get from the group is more important than getting a skillful critique. If I can express something that comes out of genuine compassion, it's going to be better and not need as much work as something that comes from more common sources. Members of our Sangha start writing communities everywhere we go, in Texas and Hawaii with vets and active military, at the Los Angeles Public Library with vets coming in off the streets, deserters from the American draft with young deserters in Canada, an Israeli vet with Israelis, Palestinians, Sudanese, and Egyptians, a Vietnam widow for widows of the current wars, women vets for women vets and women soldiers. We helped plant the seeds for the Veteran Farmers Coalition. We planted the seeds for warrior writers. This is their first book, the paper made from the rags of their cut-up uniforms. Poets and writers, you and Pen USA are helping Elijah Imlay, vet poet, start a workshop for people returning from Iraq and Afghanistan. Writing in community grows in chain reactions. I accept this award on behalf of all the Sangha. Thank you.